Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and all Pokemon in the arena. It's time for a new Pokemon tournament. Before we start, I would like to invite you to come join our Pokemon Tournament Discord server. As I've said before, we host regular Pokemon tournaments, often with crazy rules and restrictions, as you will have been able to see in previous tournaments. The tournaments start about every 4 weeks. The tournament generally takes maybe three and a bit weeks, and then there's sign-ups and time to build the team before the next one starts. If you're interested to join the server, there will be a link in the description that's a permanent link to join the tournament server. Just enter there, and then I'll help you there once you're in the server. Now, for this video, what will we be doing in this tournament? Well, for the first time, well, actually for the second time. No, first time, yeah, because in Arceus Metronome it was luck, but we did have to build a team. For this one, we don't have to build a team. We're playing Generation 7 Random Battle. Yeah, so no team building, so I could start the tournament a bit sooner as well. I didn't have to give that extra time. It's Gen 7 Random Battle. So, it's Gen 7 random rules. As usual, each round consists of a best 2 of 3 match. Stage 1 of the tournament is a Swiss tournament. We have 9 participants, and because of 9 participants, the top 4 after 4 rounds of Swiss, will move on to Stage 2 of the tournament, which is a single elimination tournament featuring the top 4 from Swiss to see who will be champion. And then the champion, the second and the third place trainer will be placed in the Hall of Fame in our Discord server. We won the previous tournament, Gen 3 OU, to my great surprise. In Random Battle, though, it's the skill of team building is not there. It's just make use of what you're given. If you happen to have slightly less useful Pokemon, too bad. It is time for us to get into the battle. And just like in the previous tournament, our opponent in round 1 is the person we faced in the finals of the tournament before. If you remember, 2 tournaments ago, the third tournament was the color tournament. In the finals, we faced and beat Ferdinand Andre, and then in Gen 3 OU round 1, we faced Ferdinand Andre. In the finals of Gen 3 OU, we faced Spenpai Terranon. In round 1 of the Gen 7 Random Battle tournament, we faced Spenpai Terranon. Let's get started. It is Skarmory against Marowak. Because it's random, we don't get to choose which Pokemon is when. But we can see our entire team later, obviously. At this time, as you can see, it was December 1st. So 1.5 months ago that this match actually happened. So I'm still a bit behind. I'm trying to catch up with that. That this happened. At the time, I only just beat the second Kahuna in Pokemon Ultra Sun. By now, I've well finished it. There's still a few things that are still spoilers to me, though, although most things I have seen. So in this tournament, I was just hoping, I hope I don't see spoiler Pokemon. And I think it's starting either round 2 or round 3. I think it's 2, and we'll get to that in that round. But, there are spoiler Pokemon in those battles, in either my team or the opponent's team. But then, starting from that point, I always asked my opponent to let me know, like at the start of the match, if they have a spoiler Pokemon, so then we can just restart that battle and not count that battle for the result. And because I asked that before the Pokemon were even known, there is no chance of me just asking that because I would have a bad team and therefore have a bad chance of winning. I did feel that was an okay thing to do, and thankfully all of my opponents did agree to that. They respected my decision to not want the spoilers, to want to experience it in-game, so thank you very much all of my opponents. Now, on this battle, meanwhile, while I was talking, there was a Cavalion that was taken up. Meanwhile, this Golduck of mine is setting up the Calm Mines. It seemed like the right thing to do. They have Destiny Bond. Unfortunately, there wasn't really a way to get out of that with Taunt being active. So that was a well-played thing from them. I was hoping I'd just miss. So I can dodge the Destiny Bomb. That didn't happen. I sent in Articuno, have Freeze Dry so I can super effectively hit that Politoed. Heal Bit with leftovers. They do set up the Rain again. I Roost. I don't think I predicted the Protect, but because they dealt less damage, then Roost would heal. It made sense for me to Roost. I use Substitute, I use Toxic, Articuno doing some work. As long as I don't get burned by Scald, I can always just heal up whatever they do, and I can actually substitute. Because without the rain, Scald can't even break the substitute in one hit. So that's a really nice thing. Here I substitute, they won't break it no matter what they do. They even Toxic, that wouldn't have worked. Even if they did Scald, as long as they didn't crit, I would have still had the substitute to deal with our next Pokemon, Registeel. And I believe this is where a certain thing happens. That might actually be a bit later in the battle, but I know that I believe in somewhere in this tournament. I remember it being with a Registeel, and Articuno makes sense that it's with Articuno. That the pressure ability that Articuno possesses becomes important. You know, Crawdon, Arcanine do come in. They have a Dragon Dance. That is dangerous. I wouldn't want to deal with that quickly. But they're faster now. They have Crab Hammer. They take me out. They do have Life Orb. So hopefully I can do something with a fast move. Freeze Stride. Ninetales is faster. Nice job. I have Life Orb. Freeze is super effective. Takes him out. There comes Registeel. Don't quite like that idea. I realize that Rotom could stop the Thunder Wave, I think. Or was another reason. I think because Rotom might not have been that great against Marowak. It has Levitate. It can. Well, potentially, I think because both Ninetales and Articuno are only really good against Marowak. That's the reason I like Rotom can do well against Marowak as well, but it can also do something against Registeel. It's Ninetales and Articuno that can barely do anything to Registeel, so that's why I did this. Here comes Leaf Storm. I actually take out the Marowak. Nice job. Does leave the two Ice types to deal with the Steel type. How is that going to happen? Well, Ninetales comes out. I have Stealth Rock up, so I really don't want to do much in terms of switching. Hail is set up, so there's a bit of damage that Registeel takes. Hopefully we can make use of that with Articuno, who takes 49% damage with that Stealth Rock. That hurts. I just substitute, see what he does. He breaks it. Yeah, that's going to be dangerous. Because even if I Roost, I lose my Flying type for the turn, but I still have my Ice type. Iron Head, critical hit, doesn't really matter there. They heal up whatever they take as damage, but at least I take the damage and they don't heal because of it. Roost. How much does Iron Head do? 44% less than Roost. They needed to not crit, and they didn't crit, so I still have a chance. I Roost, they just need to not crit, but after a while, I need to start attacking. Due to the fact that Hail is gone, and they'll start healing. Roost, I heal more. Iron Head, still no crit. Even if they crit now, I still have a chance to heal up again with Roost. Substitute and Roost, as long as they don't get crits like 2-3 turns in a row. At this point, I stand a chance because they dodged the crits early on when I was at lower HP. Now, you might think this is going to take a while, but eventually I'll just run out of substitutes and Roosts. Yeah, but the only thing they can deal major damage with is Iron Head, and they can run out of Iron Head too. And Articuno has the pressure ability. Here they decide to use Toxic, and that is a second way they can win. If they can get Toxic off, that's a win for them. But I can block that with a well-timed substitute. Yeah. The moment I realized Iron Head, as you can see in the chat, the moment I realized it did less than 50% damage, I realized there was still a chance. I used Thunder Wave, likely predicting the substitute to not have to use a power point from Iron Head. Iron Head probably isn't the thing they want to go for, but the problem is, for them to use Toxic effectively, I need to be out of substitute, which means they have to have used Iron Head because that's their only attacking move. They have Thunder Wave, Toxic protects outside of that. But the moment I'm out of substitute, I can just substitute back up because I know that if they use Toxic, then they just get it. Here's a bit of a prediction on what to do when. Here I hope Freeze-Star can do something cool. No, they instantly thaw out. Doesn't really matter. I actually don't want them to freeze. I just want them to run out of PP. I can stall them out, I do feel. Everything that hits me gets double power points taken away from them. So that's Iron Head. Protects, obviously it doesn't go for against me, so that doesn't, it only gets 1 power point deducted each time. Toxic and Thunder Wave, I didn't think of this originally when we were battling, but it's Thunder Wave and Toxic that both also have double power points taken away from them. Even if I'm behind the substitute, even if it doesn't affect me, it is used against me. I am the target of the attack, and therefore they take double power points, which makes it interesting. Naturally, 0 power points is the lowest you can get. But if you're at 1 power point and use something like Thunder Wave on a pressure Pokemon, you lose 2. Now, I assume that in the regular game it's listed as 0. I'm not sure what it would have looked at, what it would have looked like in Spenpai Terranon. From Spenpai Terranon's point of view, I assume it's 0. But when, like, during a battle, you can, like, hover over Pokemon and see what moves they have had and the power points that they have as maximum. Their Thunder Wave power points, when they ran out, actually were listed as -1, which is really interesting. Bunch of Thunder Waves. They need to Iron Head. Maybe they're hoping I will disconnect or something? I'm just using some moves, trying to conserve my power points a bit, to make sure that I use a bit of Freeze Dry, a bit of Sub, a bit of Roost, a bit of everything, so I can keep things. Toxic is the thing I can mostly stall with. Here I'm just like, okay, maybe a Gajillion, it does not even a number, but a bunch of crits in a row could maybe do something with Freeze Dry. But they do heal with 6%, so that's going to take ages, and they do still have Protect, so that's not going to do much. I'm just running myself out of Freeze Dry, hoping that if I do hit, I don't freeze them. Negative power points. Thunder Wave is at -1. It was apparently that way from their side as well. Protect, Toxic, Iron Head left. They may have already run out of Iron Head, I'm not entirely sure. I've not seen them use it for a while. Protect fails, might be the only thing they have left. Another Protect. Freeze Dry into the Protect. Protect was a normal power point deductions each turn, but all other 3 were double thanks to pressure. Toxic Battle! Because useful against a Steel type and a Pokemon behind the substitute. Yeah, this reminds me of a certain battle back in the Gen 3 tournament, which took well over 100 turns. Except, then actually stuff happened, and here just... yeah, not a lot ever since Iron Head ran out, or nearly ran out. I'm not sure what it's at this point. Toxic. Nope, still doesn't work. Protect. Toxic. And Toxic. And Toxic. And Protect. And Toxic. And Toxic. Here we go, struggle. 25%, even with what they heal, that is it. So here's the time where I Freeze Dry to deal a bit more damage, maybe to save a turn. Still survive the second struggle because they aren't dealing too much damage because Registeel isn't that offensively powerful. Substitute. Play it super safe. And then recoil. And that's it. 87 turns and a bunch of stalling with a pressure Articuno against a Registeel. Was that the match? Nope, because as I said at the start, it's best 2 out of 3 as all of the matches are. So we go into battle 2 with completely different teams. Remember that, it's random battle, completely different teams. So who knows, they might just have a Kyurem Black and then Victini and whatever. Pretty sure you can get Ubers in this. Let's switch sides. Rampardo's Throw. Throw looking good. They switch, does make sense. Rotom-Fan, which has Levitate and is Flying type and has an Air Balloon. I am going to switch back. Last turn. I am going to pause this the moment this thing is sent in. I understand that there's a certain items that a Pokemon can get, and then it's randomized which one they get, probably stim their abilities, and then there's just some competitive sets that they are able to get, and then it's randomized which of those they get in random battle. But I understand that Rotom-Fan has a double immunity to ground through both its Flying type and through Levitate. So even if, let's say, Gastro Acid or something else gets rid of their Levitate, or it's skill swapped away from them by a, I don't know, Gallade or whatever, they still have their Flying type to be immune to ground. But they also have an Air Balloon attached? What is the point of putting an Air Balloon on a Rotom-Fan, which already has a double immunity to flying? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the triple immunity thing. And I don't mean, hey, I'm a normal flying type. I'm immune to ghost, and I'm immune to no, let's go. Let's see. Do we have a ghost ground? Let's say Golurk. Golurk is immune to normal, is immune to fighting, is immune to electric. Those are 3 immunities. But this Rotom-F with this air balloon attached has 3 immunities to the same thing. 3 flying type immunities, a type immunity, an item immunity, and an ability immunity. What? Storm Throw would have dealt good damage. I believe that's a standard critical hit move. Flygon comes in, the Will-O-Wisp. That isn't fun. But at least I have a Lumberry, so I survive for the moment. I do switch out, expecting another Will-O-Wisp. Magic Bounce! Bounce it right back to Rotom. Yes, I can use Magic Bounce and Dark Magic Bounce for the color tournament on that Xatu. I substitute. Seeing what they'll do, they don't switch. So I do lose a bit of HP there. I Calm Mind, take a bit less damage. They Volt Switch, still do quite a bit. Darkrai comes in. Substitute. I have Dazzling Gleam. They are quicker. They like to use Substitute, predicting a switch. They use Dark Pulse. I survive it. Thank you, Calm Mind. I Dazzling Gleam. Actually take out the Darkrai. Now, what you might not notice, what even some of the people in the tournament didn't realize until like round 2 or 3, the levels are different. I believe these are based on the total base stats of the Pokemon. So Pokemon with really low base stats, which are things like your Caterpie and things like that, and other really low base stat Pokemon, they'll be at a really high level to sort of balance the stats. There's never a perfect balance of stats, because even a Pokemon with somewhat low stats may have really good ability, really good move pool, and therefore be high up there. Like there's some OU Pokemon with good stats with a shallow move pool, that with that shallow move pool and a low level, because the high stats can not really do well. I feel this does give a really good balance, and it gives Pokemon that are normally not as competitively viable a lot better chance. Do you know that Wishy-Washy is actually the Pokemon with the lowest base stat total, I believe, with 175? Wishy-Washy does go off of the Wishy-Washy school form. So Wishy-Washy actually quite a low level and not level 100. Side Shock deals some damage, and that's Espeon gone. We tie again at 5. 5 throw in there to deal some damage there, hoping for a flinch. They don't get it. Circle Throw, crit there. Trying to just switch him out with Circle Throw in case they switch. They didn't. I send him a Comfey. They get some burn damage. From that burn, I just Synthesis up, because they don't seem to deal too much damage. Volswitch still does pretty good damage. Volcarona. If they have Quiver Dance, that is a problem, and I think Toxic is a good thing to go for. Except it missed, unfortunately. Fiery Dance doesn't quite take me out. Toxic, I actually get it. That is a good thing. I switched to Clawitzer, predicting the Fiery Dance. Potentially, I can, even if they have Bug Buzz, I can survive that now. They, again, didn't get the Power Boost from Fiery Dance. The Giga Drain doesn't quite do it. Ice Skull deals some pretty good damage. Toxic deals some more damage. So either they stay in and Toxic will kill them in a few turns, or they feign them, or they have to switch like they do now but lose their boosts. And they're still Toxic. And then in Poliwrath, nicely predicting the water move. Not taking damage there. I Synthesis just up with Comfey because I believe I feel I can take the Poliwrath. As long as I don't get burned, that'd be a bit annoying. I just heal up because why would I not? Get some more HP to play around with. I Toxic. Poliwrath Toxic now as well. Skull, that's not very nice. I'm still not burned. And Poliwrath will slowly get some damage. Yay. I Synthesis. Lack of burn. Still doing well. Toxic, yeah, it's already poison. I don't think I can do much here. What is Comfey's moveset? We've seen Toxic, we've seen Synthesis. Is that it? Does this thing have... I don't think this thing has any offensive moves. It might have like Aromatherapy? Aromatherapy, I think... It's not Aromatherapy and Heal Bell, because they do the same. Synthesis, Toxic, Aromatherapy. Potentially another healing move. Potentially it's Grassy Terrain. But then that'd heal the opponent as well, so maybe that's why I didn't decide to go for it. They have Rest. And that gets rid of the Toxic completely. So, oh, U-turn, that's it. I didn't want to switch. That's a fourth move then. I use U-turn to get a bit of damage in, I suppose. But then they Sleep Talk into an Ice Beam. I didn't even know they had Ice Beam. Here I'm just hoping, okay, they need to just not get an attacking move because I'm not going to do it without a Dragon Dance. But then they get the Scald, so nice job. Aaron is saying in the chat, why did I do this? I should have just attacked and then continued with the other one. Knockoff to get rid of the leftovers, doesn't do too much damage. But I'm already burned, so I'm not going to do all that much. The burn finally came from them, and it actually hits on a physical attack, so that's useful for them. Scald, knockoff deal a bit more. This might have been a choice band throw now that I think about it, considering I used knockoff again and not something else. Zangoose, I need the swords. I need to not get burned. Thank you. Toxic Orb comes in. I Sword Dance once more to hopefully just one-shot this. Toxic is going to be dangerous. Close combat. I just need to hit hard, take out as much as I can. I have one more turn, I think. Full Corona. Quick attack. Takes out the Volcarona. I'm out this though to the Toxic. Comfey comes in to Rampardos, and they also have Rotom Fan. I Synthesis, but they have so much power. Do they have Earthquake, Head Smash? Earthquake. Potentially they have Head Smash, at least I don't use it. Toxic does some work. Earthquake takes out the Comfey. Does have Claw Witcher left. It's at low HP though, and they're faster, and Claw Witcher's down. Even though it was looking quite good earlier on, eventually they do take it. Game 3 it is. Game 3 will be the deciding factor. With the teams being random, some of the Pokemon being, let's say, in the PU tier, and one, like, we've already seen an Uber with Darkrai. That, in a sense, makes this very interesting, because there's some Pokemon you just don't normally see, and you have to think about, how do I beat them? What are their stats again? I don't remember. It's a really interesting tournament. Cresselia on their team. Not an Uber, but it's a legend nonetheless. Quite high stats. Need to think about how I want to deal with that. I Thunder Wave. Probably I do have Shadow Ball here with Frost Blast. Maybe I predicted something else, or I just wanted to make sure that Cresselia was a bit crippled through the paralysis. Because I wasn't going to take it out, even potentially not even two-shot with Shadow Ball. I sent in Throw because, hey, I have another Throw. This one's definitely not choice banned because, hey, I have Bulk Up. But then they send in Cresselia, so that's not really nice. And then I send in Chansey because high special defense. I can do that. Toxic, yes, that's nice to have on that. But then they have Psyshock. Chansey is one of the main reasons why Psychic types run Psyshock as opposed to the slightly stronger Psychic. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work. Still pretty good damage from Toxic, that's nice. Destiny Bond. I decided to just take it out through Destiny Bond with Frostlass. Curse Body doesn't really mean much. I am behind though. Big Meteor, let's go. Shields down. Shield activates. Ninjask. Ooh. What are they gonna have? Sub, Sword Dance. What moveset? Probably not a Sash because I run Substitute. Protect makes sense to get another speed boost in. I have Shell Smash. I could use one again, but I'm already at boosted things. They just immediately switch to their Rhyperior. I Acrobatics, which even at not very effective, deals good damage. Earthquake comes in. They Rock Blast. They don't have Skill Link. They don't need it because Meteor is out even in defense from with double defenses. Earthquake on Throw doesn't do that much. Bulk Up. I can take better hits. I Storm Throw. I go first now because I don't know. Why did I go first? Is that a speed tie? They had double speed due to the 2 speed boosts they got from Ninjask. Earthquake and Bulk Up aren't anything with priority or decreased priority. Storm, that it's Circle Throw that is decreased priority, which switches the opponent out. So that must have been a speed tie then. Yeah. And if you're saying, hey, he got another critical hit like in the previous match, Storm Throw always crits. Storm Throw, and there's an Ice move. 60 power as well. Frost Breath, that always crit. Chupa comes in. I like Pachirisu. Unfortunately, it's not as useful as in the VGC finals a few years ago. Throw takes out another Pokemon. Hey, there's an Uber. But knockoff crit! Knockoff crit! That crit did matter. I'll go with the crits. Does it again. Ninjask comes in because otherwise, like, Ninjask can't really do much on its own, so they just need to set up their stamina with whatever they can. The thing is, I have Circle Throw. I also have Ice Punch. And even if they just... I think this is where I Circle Throw. I think... No, I do still Ice Punch. I could have... No, I must have not had Circle Throw on this. There's Bulk Up, Ice Punch, Storm Throw, something else. If I would have had Circle Throw, that would have also been a nice thing. Because even if they didn't give the boost to Stoutland there, they would have just gone straight back to Ninjask after a super effective move. Oh, I remember something like this. Here I'm just seeing this. In a way, I was hoping you'd take me out so I could do the thing. I may still be able to. Do I risk it? There's something with my other two Pokemon that I think I said something right at the start. There's something on my team that my team can do that will be so ugly if it works, but so beautiful at the same time. I think that because I feel I have such a chance of winning, I do actually go for it. Normally, I would never. But I just really wanted it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the risk. I really don't really want to do that. That Leech Life is a bit more than I expected, damage-wise. But Ribombee is one of the two Pokemon that can help me set up to something that I really wanted to use. Quiver Dance. Set up something nice. They Leech Life, heal up some more of that substitute. They at high speed, that doesn't really matter. I Moonblast to get rid of that sub. Maybe they set up a sub so I can freely Baton Pass now? Is that the thing? No, I set up more Quiver Dances. They get more speed boost. They'll still be quicker. Moonblast to get rid of the sub once more. What was that ugly thing? Special attack, special defense, speed boosts onto what, Auka? What did you really want to do that you'd never do, like you never did in the battle because Ribombee setting up a lot wasn't really going to work for you. Baton Pass into Latias. High speed, high special defense, and the defense it already has is really nice, and the special attack. Draco Meteor doesn't actually work. They Leech Life, deal a lot of damage, and then I miss Draco Meteor, so they take me out! And then I'm like, well, I should have just used something else, but okay. Throw, go. Please actually, like, if they get full, if I get fully paralyzed now, multiple times, then they can take a throw and then Ribombee in the process. I bulk up, because I have leftovers and I feel that's the best way to go. Also, then I deal more damage with Ice Punch. And I actually take him out. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't do what I just did. And, like, risk, get rid of some boosts and try and set something up just to be cool. Even if you're absolutely certain of victory, you are never 100% certain. I missed the Draco Meteor because I wanted to be cool. Wasn't necessary whatsoever. Ribombee would have been taken out with one more Leech Life. And with the Paralysis, Throw could have been taken out as well. So please don't do what I did. Please just play normally. Because you can really mess up and lose because of it. I'm just very happy that I won. I'm really surprised. At the time, I think I was surprised. And it's unfortunate that the ugly thing didn't really work out. Because that would have been, like, Latias could have done so much in a battle. Would I have been able to give it a good setup with Ribombee. But it was too risky to do that setup. Yeah, I win the first round. I'll take it. Round 1 has been won. It's on to round 2, which I'll upload soon. I'll see you in the next battle, the next match, I should say, in round 2 of the Gen 7 Random Battle Tournament. Goodbye.